Britain's Got Talent 2015 is here, and one of the acts that wowed the judges so much was Calum Scott, even earning himself the golden buzzer from Simon Cowell. Now, just before his performance, his sister Jade went on stage but didn't make it through to the second stage of the competition. But Calum then went on and put on an amazing performance, and here's what happened when I caught up with him a little bit earlier today.
Hello Calum, lovely to meet you. My
Nice
name's
to meet you.
Sophia. How you doing?
I'm alright.
Brilliant.
Right.
And how are you doing after the weekend? Golden buzzer and everything?
Insane amounts of support coming in. Insane. I've just looked at my Twitter and I had 400 followers before my audition. I've got about 25,000 now.
Wow.
How does that happen?
Over the weekend?
Yeah.
And what kind of things have people been tweeting you?
People have just been full of support, especially towards my sister as well, which is like really nice. Can't thank people enough for that. People really getting behind her and making sure her spirits are lifted.
Yeah.
People just love the story, I think, of me and my sister, and it's really nice to see people embracing that. And
of course.
yeah, and a lot of support for obviously my song, the cover I did, and a few crazy ones. I saw a guy tweet me saying, "I'm ready to hand over my soul."
Oh really?
Yeah, which is quite strange. Quite strange, yeah.
Did you tweet him back?
I can't keep on top of it. I can't keep on top of it. I'm going to try and respond to as many as I can.
Yeah, it must be hard as well, going from 400 followers to over to what you've got now, 25,000?
25,000 almost, yeah. So it's like, you know, I remember tweeting like last year something about going for a meal or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe one favourite. I put something on that site saying thanks for all my support, and just instantly hundreds of favourites and hundreds of retweets. So I'll try and get around to everybody as soon as I can. So.
And how is Jade as well? Because we all saw it was quite emotional. You were there, you know, your sister obviously, you know, performed before. Your mum was there supporting both of you. How was watching the experience of Jade before you went on?
She's my inspiration for singing, so for her to go and get those comments from Simon, it was devastating. And because I looked to Simon as as an inspiration to get into the music industry, it was hard for me to hear his comments about my sister, who was being my inspiration to start singing anyway. And I sort of had to distance myself from her just a little whilst I went on, because I think the emotions would have just consumed me. So I tried to, before I went on, I was saying to her, "You'll be fine. We'll talk about it as soon as I'm off. As soon as I'm done, we'll talk about it." And when I went on the stage, I sort of thought, right, as soon as I get off the stage, I'm going straight back to her. But for the time being, I've just got to show what I've got and use it to my advantage, and sort of try and do it for her as well as for myself. So it was a massive whirlwind of emotion.
And you were literally just straight after, and that was really difficult to watch. So imagine being in your shoes, thinking you've just seen your sister get rejected, you know, and then you had to go on. Did you ever think about not doing it after you saw your sister so upset? Because in that moment, you know, obviously you're thinking, that's my sister and she's in tears and she didn't get what she wanted. Now I've got to go on and try and get what she wanted, what I want as well.
Yeah, I mean, some press asked me about that, and it was a bit difficult because I'd said, you know, if my sister had said, you know, this is too difficult for me, I don't know if I'm going to be able to cope with it. My relationship with my family is so important, it's priceless, so I can hardly say, oh, I'm going to carry on regardless. And I said, you know, I would have left, and obviously the press come out with, oh, Calum almost quits after drama. And it's not like that, it's just that I was trying to portray that, you know, my sister means the world to me, and all my family and friends do, so you know, I would have had to think about it and think, you know, I don't want to rub it in. But like I say, I just had to sort of separate myself and think, right, let's just give the judges what like you said, like what my sister wanted, and do it for her as well as for myself. So
of course.
It was crazy though, crazy.
And like the golden buzzer, because I didn't expect it. Obviously, we all watched the show on the weekend, and you know, but you sang, and then we could see everyone loved it. You know, the judges were, you know, embracing it, and then Simon just hit the golden buzzer. To get the golden buzzer from Simon, what does that mean? You said you looked to him for inspiration. So
was that
just ice on the cake?
Absolutely insane. I mean, they stood up, and I remember it at the time. Everybody was clapping, and I was just sort of looking around like, oh my god, I can't believe this is all for me. And he sort of went to sit back down again, and I was thinking, right, I wonder what they're going to say to me. And it was when he raised his arm, I thought, he's doing it. Yeah. And when he hits it, and all the confetti came down, you could see on the thing, I was just, I couldn't cope with it all. I was like trying to take it all in, and there's the crowd cheering. I saw my family in the corner, and it was all going wild. It was like the most phenomenal moment of my life.
And Jade was smiling as well. She was very, you could see she was actually really happy for you.
Smiling and crying.
That was both. Tears of joy as well.
Of course. I mean, she's proud of me. I mean, I'm a big brother, so usually I'm the one to be sort of protecting her and being there for her, and she was there for me a lot, because she knew obviously it was massive, She was really proud. It was my mum I felt sorry for.
We saw her at the end. It was, oh my gosh, what a roller coaster of emotions your mum must have gone through.
I'm surprised she didn't tear her hair out. I mean, she's like, one minute she was like, oh my god, he's got the golden buzzer, and then remembering that Jade, and she was like tears, and we all had a hug, and it was like tears of, I was like, is it tears of joy? Is it like, but it was, and if anything, it'll make us closer.
Of course.
So I'm just looking forward to going back, spending all that time with my family, and obviously rehearsing for the semi-final.
Yeah, are you a bit nervous about that?
Yeah, very
Do you
nervous.
feel like that you've set the bar high for yourself because you've got the golden buzzer, so you've now really got to impress?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, I've set the bar, at standard, so now I'm going to have to, there's only ways up, so I'm going to have to sort of break through that one. And I've got some ideas that we're throwing around with the team for the semi-final, and I'm hoping that's, I'm hoping that the ideas that we've come to are going to be good. Like I say, I really want to sort of do what I did with Robin in a way where I really go for a song, real big production on it. So got some good ideas. Like I say, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Yeah. Is
your sister going to carry on singing as well? Because she was saying she's passionate about that.
Yeah, I mean, she was out doing a gig the next day.
Okay.
On the Sunday, she was out. She was singing. And I said to her, I said, use this as your platform.
Yeah, of
I
course.
said, as much as it's, great for me, I said, you can use this to your advantage.
Yeah.
I think Piers said on Good Morning Britain that, in some ways she was sort of humiliated live on TV, and on national TV, sorry. And I can see what he's saying, but I wouldn't say humiliated, I'd just say it wasn't her time. And she didn't have that chance to really shine.
Yeah, because her song did get cut, and I was reading on Twitter as well, some people were saying, is that fair? Because she started one song, then it got cut, and then she did the other song, and she didn't get to finish it.
Yeah, and it's tough because obviously Simon, he must, when he's sat there and he hears somebody open their mouth for the first time, he's going to know instantly whether he wants to listen to the rest of it or not. And I can hardly argue with Simon from what he's given me. But I mean, it's tough because she does deserve her spot and her chance, and I've got 4 years on her, so she's got she's got time definitely to secure a place in the industry.
And as you said, she was out the next day singing, so she's still doing what she loves.
It's not killed her passion. Definitely, she's still going to sing. We've had a long chat about this, and I've said you've got to carry on, and don't let this stand in your way, and you'll get a lot of respect and appreciation for that. And my Twitter's been going off about support for Jade.
For her,
and it's been lovely. It's been lovely.
That must make her feel good as well. It's nice to know that people.
Well, I've been screenshotting stuff and sending it over in text, and she's been saying this is so weird, and I couldn't be prouder to be your sister, and it's lovely. It's lovely.
Oh, well, thank you very much for talking to me, and I wish you all the very best.
Thank you very much. Love to talk to you.
Stay tuned for more Britain's Got Talent info from me, Ophelia Dennis, for Unreality TV.